Hi everybody, welcome to part 2 of Table of Contents Macro. In this episode, we are going to discuss about how to customize Table of Contents Macro. So before proceeding ahead, do like, share and subscribe to my channel, Vlog Everything. So let's get started. There are several customizations that we can do to the Table of Contents Macro. So let's go ahead and try them out. Well, we have a Confluence page here set up with the Table of Contents macro. So now I'm going to click on the Edit Page option, and now we are able to see the macro embedded on the page. So the macro has two options. One is an edit option and the other one is a remove option. If you want to remove the macro, you can choose this option. You can even play around with the width of the macro using these three options, like go full width or go wide or back to center. So now we are going to edit the macro so that we'll be able to see the additional customization that can be done on the macro. And the first customization that we have is the output type. The output type is of two variations. One is a list type and the other is a flat type. So if you're choosing the list type, the headings would appear in a tree kind of structure. If you're choosing a flat type, the headings are going to appear in a linear type. So let us go ahead and try the flat structure. So output type flat, and I'm clicking on publish. So now we are able to see all of the headings in a linear way. So this is how you would be able to customize the output type. And the next customization that you can do to the macro is display section numbering. By selecting the display section numbering, you would give numbers just beside the headings. So the main heading would be given number 1 and the subheadings might be given 1.1, 1.2, so on and so forth. So I've check marked this option and I'm clicking on publish. Now if we observe carefully, all the headings are given numbers. The main heading is given number 1, the next main heading is given number 2. However, create is a subheading, so it is given 2.1, and collaborate is a subheading to the second main heading, so it is given 2.2. However, share is a heading 3. It is a subheading of collaborate, so it is given 2.2.1. And the next customization that we can do is the list style. The list style customization defines the type of bullet that is being used just beside the heading. So the style of bullet point applied to each item in the list. So this can be disk, square or circle, or any other CSS styles are also valid. Currently we have disk list style, so I'm changing it to square and publishing the change. If you observe carefully, all the bullets beside the headings are moved to a square. Now let us try another list style. Let us try a circle list style. So I'm applying circle list style, publishing the page. And if you see, hollow circles are appearing beside the headings. So it is up to us how do we want to customize it. I can even remove the numbering system over here and just publish to make it much more neat and clean. See, all the numbers are also removed. So the next customization that we can do to the table of contents macro is the heading indent. So we can increase or decrease the heading indent ideally. So currently it is 30px, and this is how the heading indent is showing up for 30px. So let us go ahead and edit the 30px to kind of 60px. I have edited the heading intent to 60px to publish the page. If you see, there's a change in the heading indent totally, right? The headings have moved a little bit to the right. So this is how you can customize the heading indent. And the next customization that we can do to the macro is the separator. So the separator is nothing but how we are separating the headings whenever we are using the flat output type. If you see here, the type of separator used when output type is set to flat. So the first thing that we need to do here is setting this to flat and then using the separator. Currently it's brackets, so I'm going to publish this and see how the brackets will look like. So the brackets are going to look like this, right? Like a square braces. There are other customizations or other kinds of braces that we can add to it. For example, we can do a pipe, which is an interesting one. I'm going to say pipe. So we have set up the separator to be pipe, and now we're going to publish the page to see the change. See, pipe is used, which is separating the headings completely, right? So this is how you're customizing this separator, and the separator is only used whenever the output type is flat. So first you have to set up the flat output type and then you can use the separator. So I'm going back to list over here. So the next customization that we can do to the table of contents macro is the minimum heading level and the maximum heading level. We are using the minimum and the maximum heading level to instruct the macro of what headings it can recognize ideally. So when we say 1, it will recognize heading 1. When we say 2, it will start recognizing from heading 2 only. Suppose now I am currently using what is Confluence Cloud as a heading 1. However, I have given minimum heading level as 2. So I'm going to publish this. See, it hasn't recognized that heading H1. It will recognize all the headings that are with H2 and later. So H create is H2, collaborate is H2, share is H3, right? So the system is able to, the macro is able to recognize those headings. Now, so when we say maximum, suppose I give an example of only 3 over here, 2 over here, and I will say minimum it should recognize is 1. We have made a little bit of customization over here where we have done the minimum heading level to 1 and the maximum heading level to 2. So let us see what appears over here. If we clearly see over here, it is recognizing heading 1, heading 1, heading 2 and heading 2. However, it isn't recognizing the heading 3, which is the share option. So that is what the minimum and the maximum heading level is customization is all about. We've talked about output type, display section numbering, list style, heading intent, separator, maximum and minimum heading levels. We will follow up with more videos on how to use Confluence macros. Until then, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more videos from my end. Thank you so much for listening. Have a nice day.